So, since recording the first episode, which was 2 hours ago, I've tried to keep things really simple. So instead of waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect setup, I've started with the stuff I've got around me. So at this moment in time, I haven't ordered stock from my supplier yet, but before doing that, I wanted to see what I could do with what's already in my house. Old clothes, bits and bobs, just stuff that is essentially just collecting dust. So that's where this episode starts. Me going through what I already own and see if I can turn it into a bit of money. I went through my wardrobe and found a few bits that I knew I'm never going to wear again. It's nothing crazy, just some normal clothes that someone else might actually want. I only picked a few things just as some of the others were just a waste of time and I knew weren't really going to sell. Once I'd picked what I was going to list, I then started taking photos. I'm keeping this really basic, clean background, natural light, clear angles. I'm not trying to make anything look better than it actually is. So if something's worn, I will show that. Honestly, it's going to save you so much time and faff. It's so much better to be honest up front than have to deal with the problems later on. So after taking the photos, I then began editing them on an app called Photo Room. You can download it on your phone if you would like. I use it for all of my reselling stuff, but this is just basic stuff. It crops out your image for you. It gives you an automatic Vinted listing format for the cropping out and everything. So that's pretty good, but I just sort of had to deal with the small stuff here, straightening up the image, making sure the lighting looks good enough, cropping out, I had to make sure that it was in the full amount of image. It's just nothing fancy, but it gets the job done. But essentially the goal is just to make the listings look clean and clear. So once you've done that, your job's pretty much done. Now you can head over to Vinted. So now it's onto the listing side of things, writing titles, descriptions, and deciding on a final price. This part actually takes more time and thought than people genuinely realise. You've got to balance wanting to make money with wanting things to actually move. And I'm not trying to squeeze every single last penny out of each item. I'm just more focused on getting things sold and learning how the process works. Now, something I do is go onto ChatGPT, and if you ask for a Vinted title, description, and you can ask for a price, but ChatGPT is not very good on prices. But you can ask ChatGPT for titles and descriptions for your item. So as you can see, I'm doing here, and it will just give you everything. So if you can't be asked to go for a full-on thought process of thinking of a title and a description, then honestly just ask ChatGPT and it will give you a really, really good prompt to put into your Vinted listing. It honestly saves so much more time than you realise, and it's just a lifesaver. And finally is coming up with a final decided price. Now if you can't think of anything, eBay is going to be your best friend. Honestly, if you're very in the middle and you're struggling to pick a final price, I promise you, go onto eBay and filter it by sold. Just search the item, filter by sold items, and it will show you. So I'll show you that in this next clip now. So for the final price, I think I'm going to go for £20, because as you can see here, I've advanced searched on eBay for a Galatasaray shirt, and the exact one, as you can see here, it was sold the 5th of December for £20. I did check others, and I've tried checking, but there are not many of the shirt that I actually have with me in terms of being sold. But the one that I have, I got to find the specific one, and that was the only one that I could find. But there were other ones that were like £45, but that was still listed. So let me go back to it. Where is it gone? There. So I think I'm just going to list for the same price, £20. So I'll just deal with this guy in hopes that it sells for also £20 as well. While doing all of this, I also wanted to mention a small win that happened before this episode. I sold an old pair of trainers that had literally been sat around doing nothing for ages. I wasn't really expecting much from them, but they sold, and now I'm a tenner up. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but that's kind of the point. That's £10 that didn't exist before. I didn't do anything special. I just listed some in instead of just letting it sit there. So technically, I'm 10 quid up now, and that's how I want to look at this. Small steps and not big claims. So, to wrap up the night, I haven't taken pictures of everything. Not all the items. I still haven't taken pictures of the Real Madrid shirt, that represent Dickies and Rod Harwin Racing hoodie, and the Cortez shirt. Now that's just simply because it's getting quite late in the night now. It's almost 4 a.m. I've been doing this for about 7 hours straight now. So I'm going to try and record a bit more, maybe list these up, see if anything sells, and yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, obviously, as you can see there, it's 10 to 4, so I'm going to get going to bed now, and I'll see you lot tomorrow, hopefully, if anything sells and if I've got any updates. Okay, so it's the next day now. Apart from it's currently 10 to 12, so it's almost 2 days later. Absolutely nothing sold. I did list the other items, and yeah, nothing's happened. Nothing's gone on. Nothing exciting really. However, I did stream 2 days ago, so I just want to give a quick insight on that and everything that's going on, basically. So before I go into showing essentially my content creation stuff, I also wanted to point out that along this journey, I'm going to be pretty much spending some time writing things down, just sort of like mental notes, things that I want to remember and things that I don't want to forget, because I sort of realised that if I don't write anything down, it doesn't really get anywhere, and it sort of just floats around in my head, and then I'll probably end up forgetting it. And it could be anything really. It could be me pitching some new ideas, it could be how I'm feeling, it could be what my next plan is, just a little bit of everything basically, just any new ideas on all of the stuff that I'm going to be trying to do, to the mental side of things, just to take note of how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, what I want to do, just essentially writing my feelings and my thoughts that are stuck in my head, just write them down, so then therefore if I want to look back on them, I can do that. Also, I just want to give a quick heads up, because I know some of you that are watching this video are probably going to be watching this, or may probably most likely have clicked off by now, but if you have stayed this far, I just want to point out that in these previous clips, I know I've been showing, me doing the editing and screen recording on Vinted, listing and showing what I do, the procedure. This is just a one-time thing, because basically my idea of doing this is me showing my process just one time, so then from here on, whenever I do another episode, I'm essentially gonna just say, obviously, I've got my stock here, I've got my items, and I'm going to do the same process that I did last time. Or, I'll just be saying, essentially, it's nothing new, it's the same exact procedure that I did, that I showed in the first episode. So I want you guys to be able to see what I physically do, and then from then on, I won't have to show you guys again, because again, I want to be honest, I want to be able to show you guys, but also at the same time I don't want to bore you. So everything you've just seen, I promise you won't see that again. So for any of you guys that are bored after that, I promise you it won't happen again. So yeah, anyways, on to the content creation side. So for those who don't know, I have a main YouTube channel. I'm currently in the middle of editing a video that I recorded a couple of weeks ago with my mate. I'm not going to lie, it's taken me longer than I would have wanted it to, but I'm just trying not to rush it. And that's just simply for the sake of uploading it, I'm not trying to rush things, I'm just trying to make it as perfect as possible, just like this documentary. At the end of the day, you want it to be something that you're actually happy with. So yeah, I mean, I use CapCut to edit on my phone, and I also use it on my PC. So yeah, you know, I'm currently in the middle of doing it, and it's yeah, again, it's taking me a while. I'm getting through it slowly but steadily. So I mean, eventually, soon it will be out there. But again, I just want to be able to update you guys on everything, on what's going on and what's happening and what I am doing to try and progress. So yeah, Roblox video, it'll be out on my main YouTube channel soon. Obviously, I'll probably link it. It'll probably be out by the time this video is out, actually, so I'll link it in the description. If it's not there, then it's not out by then. But yeah, if you want to go watch it, then feel free to go join. Feel free to go watch it, I meant, Jesus Christ. So here, I've got some of my analytics, whatever you want to call them, on my main channel here. There you go, young Tyler. Not too many views this month, but I mean, the views are still there, which is surprising, bearing in mind I haven't uploaded in a month, plus 5 subscribers. But if I go across here, I mean, just to give you guys a bit of an insight, I'll do last 90 days, yeah. So this is where the channel is currently sort of at. So 13,842 views in the last 90 days. 39 hours watch time and 662 subscribers. So it's just showing all my top content. I mean, it's mainly just YouTube Shorts videos, to be honest. But then again, I'm not complaining. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an insight on where I'm at on my main channel at the minute, just so you guys know what I'm doing and how up to date I am with my main channel. But yeah, so once I've got my video that I'm currently in the middle of uploading, I will eventually pop this one out there and then see where the views take me. And on the streaming side of things, I streamed 2 days ago now. It would have been 2 days ago now. It was 4 hours stream, averaging 3 viewers. Max viewers, I got 9 at one point. Unique viewers 19, no new subscriptions, no new followers, but 37 live views and chatters. You know, I got a few new clips that I can just post up to my YouTube as well. I was just playing a bit Dead by Daylight and some GTA, but you know, it's just, sorry, I meant to say that I want to be able to show you guys these analytics, so you guys sort of have an insight and know where I'm sitting at. And then this is the main bit that I wanted to be able to show you guys, because I'm actually earning on Twitch. I am an affiliate partner, so I do earn revenue from running ads on my Twitch channel. You know, ad breaks there, 13 minutes and 30 seconds, 3 minutes 12 seconds ad time per hour out of 4 hours and 13 times streamed. You know, that's just between December 28th and January 26th. So I could go back. Yeah, there you go. So if I've gone back, so last month was quite a busy month. I ended up getting $3.44. So in the UK, that's probably about £2.90, I would say, maybe just shy of £3. But that is essentially where I'm at with the Twitch. You know, I just wanted to be able to show you guys, because I want to be, again, I just want to clarify that I want to be as honest as possible. I want to show you guys everything. So yeah, $3.44, so it's just shy of £3. So as of right now, currently we're about £13 up. Obviously I'll put the correct price on the screen, because obviously we sold the £10 pair of trainers earlier on Vinted, and now we've got that, so I will convert that into Great British pounds and then add it on to the tenner. So I mean, after I'm done recording these clips, I'm probably going to go ahead and stream as well, and then tomorrow morning, as I've still got a couple days left before I go back to work, so I'm going to try and edit as much as I can, get as much done as I physically possibly can before I go to work, so I have less to do and I have more time to be able to chill out and also push content out for you guys. But then again, you know, with the YouTube and the Twitch, you know, it's nothing massive, but it's just proof that, you know, even after stepping away for a bit, that, you know, the viewers, the people, and the people that just come into chat, they're still there, But then again, it's also something that I want to build on. I want to be able to get back into the rhythm, essentially, and just get people to be more there in the moment, especially with streaming. I mean, obviously, the exact same for YouTube as well. Once I start uploading and I'm on a daily or weekly routine and schedule back on my main channel, then that's what matters. Because being able to get them viewers back, because my views were pretty alright, and then I sort of just stopped because I went through a bit of a rough patch. So I want to be able to build that back up again, But overall, looking ahead for the rest of the week, the plan is pretty straightforward. So if I look here, I will be getting paid from my normal job, my factory job, on the 28th. Obviously that's £2,130, as I told you guys in the first episode. So obviously when that comes in, I'm going to be ordering some stock from a supplier for the first proper reselling batch. It won't be anything like ridiculous, nothing big. It's just going to be a nice, sensible amount that we should be able to make our money back on, in hopes of making a bit of profit along the side. And obviously you want to start small, especially if you're starting to get fully into reselling. You don't want to throw yourself in the deep end and just buy all of the stock and then not know the price range and then end up losing money or getting the wrong items so nothing actually moves, so you've just got stock sitting there. So you sort of in a way want to be strategic about it. But yeah, so I'm not sure when this episode is going to drop. I mean, it's just turned the 26th now. I get paid in 2 days from here. So I don't know when I'll upload this episode, but I'm assuming by the time this episode's out, the stock should have arrived shortly after, which is when I'll then start recording episode 3. Obviously, if I make any sales, I'll then start recording for episode 3. But yeah, so that's going to be my main focus for the next episode. So I'll be unboxing it, showing everything that's inside, everything that comes with it. I'll be showing the condition, the amount of items, how much I reckon I can sell them on for, and then I'll do the basic bulk standard bits like washing them, taking pictures, editing them, and then listing them on Vinted, because obviously, as I promised earlier, I'm not going to bore you with the same process that I showed in this episode. And then yeah, so episode 4, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to write down in my book what I'm thinking for the next episode after the stock. I mean, it could eventually be that I buy another batch of stock from my supplier, only if it turns out to be good and entirely worth it. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure on episode 4 at the minute. I'm just trying to decide on it. But I do also have some other bits for reselling that I want to start getting into also. There's a lot of things I've seen, and I know that some suppliers are quite bad and will either not send you items, send you grade B to C items, which essentially just means awful items, if that makes sense. I'm pretty sure that's what it means anyway. I think it's just like in really awful condition items, which is what we do not want. We don't want that whatsoever at all. So I'm going to have to pick very carefully. It could end up being a waste of money and I've just splashed 100 to 200 quid down the drain, but we might earn some profit. You never know. But yeah, overall, I'm not sure on episode 4, but I'll have that decided, obviously, because I'm not going to disappoint. I'm going to keep pushing and pushing to make these videos and get them out there for you guys. But yeah, no, episode 3 will definitely be a lot more hands-on and practical, let's say. Yeah, this episode was really just me starting with what I already have. I'm sort of just trying to prove that action matters more than waiting around. Because, the longer I keep it and it's just sat there, then it's not going to move. So I want to be able to do this from the get-go, from the very, very start. You know, obviously nothing that I showed in today's video has sold as of now, but, you know, I just want to be able to show that these small steps can count. But yeah, so that's essentially everything that I wanted to get out there. So just get going from the very start with very minimal things that I have with me, and also, as I showed you guys, a bit of an insight towards what's going on with my content creation. But yeah, this has been episode 2 of The Attempt. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.